Okay, this looks like it was a blast.
It was.
Oh my, how did you, when you jumped in, did you add anything to the script? Was it all there, or did you guys get to play a little?
We were all working on the script all the time, even in the rehearsals, and during the shoot, we were just, improvising and fitting into it.
Anna has a great thing. There were little moments where she would come up. I remember the bubble gum, when she's chewing that bubble gum, and that it adds such a little special thing. We were thankfully allowed to a lot of leeway to add things that Eli and we were all working together. She's completely right. We were all making the decisions along as we went. The cigarette, for example, while I'm doing that thing wasn't in the script necessarily, and the destruction ended up not being planned at all. We just went with whatever our instincts told us. So that was really fun. I mean, I don't think you get to do that a lot, where you get such freedom to play around with a character.
It's like a play in the sense it's just these three characters working off of each other. So it's Keanu.
It felt like a play sometimes. We were just in this house moving around and shooting chronologically, so we were just in the rhythm of this thing, and yeah, it felt like almost like a play.
Yeah, and it was tricky because it was a fast shoot. We didn't have a lot of time to rehearse. As much as I think we would have loved to. So it was completely dependent on the three of us, and Eli, of course, the director, to kind of get it right. The blocking sometimes was a little complicated because it wasn't a real living room.
Yeah.
And if you notice, it's all glass. So our whole DP,
the
DP, Antonio Kercha, had to be a magician to sort of, they would be hiding behind cameras all in black and trash bags. So it was tricky. It was very tricky physically and also emotionally because, as Anna says, it was like a little bit of a play where you had to be on it constantly.
Wow.
We had to be at such a high level of energy and excitement that 4 a.m. in the morning, bring that out. It was challenging.
For sure.
We had a lot of fun, and we were just, it's a movie that is only 3 actors, so the chemistry, it's very important, is essential for, make the movie work. And all the beats and all the, everything had to be with the rhythm and
completely chemistry here was key.
And it worked.
Yeah.
And it worked. Yeah.
And you're working with a legend. He's a legend. I mean, Keanu is one of those guys that's been since the '80s. What was that like, and how easy was that to just kind of connect with him?
I think you never know what to expect when you are at the beginning of your career and you have the chance to work with someone like him. But for sure, it's someone that I personally respect so much and I admire so much, and I grew up watching his movies, that it was shocking at the beginning when is Keanu doing it? He said yes, okay. So
I remember still when we went to lunch that time, before we did the shoot, the first time we went to lunch, me and Anna were sitting together just like going, oh my God, we're gonna be with him. And he turned out to be the sweetest, really brilliant, amazing. I mean, it's no wonder that he's been a star since the 80s. I think that just tells everything. I mean, that guy has been around for a long time, and he doesn't get the credit he deserves. I think he's truly brilliant, and his work is fascinating to me. And again, of course, I also grew up watching his movies.
I think he was very right for this part, because he brings this
awkwardness
and
like uncomfortable.
He is very shy, he was having a hard time with us on set, So
we were messing around with him in between takes, so by the time they said action, he was already like and talking about sex and just like all these things, and he's like, okay.